You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love, Olivia Rodrigo's third studio album, just released Friday, June 12th. It follows a relationship in chronological order and splits it into two parts, Girl So in Love and You Seem Pretty Sad. Today we're talking about the Girl So in Love portion of what is a stunning example of narrative pop. Welcome to the Music by Mads podcast, the music podcast for mainstream music lovers. So, today we're covering the Girl So in Love portion of the album, and that is Drop Dead Through Purple. Now, this is a two-part video, obviously, as we're only covering the Girl So in Love part, so make sure to subscribe or follow or whatever you need to do, whatever platform you're on, so that you can make sure to get the second part as well. The next part should be out on Friday. That'll be great. I'm excited about it. I'm really excited to talk about this album. I think it's one of the best albums of this year, and I feel like I keep saying that about albums I review, but it's true. I feel like everything has just been getting better and better as time goes on. So let's just get into it. You can see we had some setup problems with my new space, but that's okay. We're going to start with Drop Dead, lead single of the album. So fun, so cool. I think it's not my favorite pick for the lead single, but I get why she picked it. It was very much, I understand it in terms of how it functions on the album. So the two singles, Drop Dead and The Cure, both function as the start of the section they are part of. So Drop Dead is the Girl So in Love part. The Cure starts You Seem Pretty Sad. One thing while I listen to this, I always find it so apparent that her and Chappell Roan share a producer, which is both, it's good and bad. Obviously, they have landed on the things that they think are the best for their songs, but it makes people complain. And that is really the only thing I have to complain about, is that it makes people complain that their songs sound the same. And I think they need to either be very clear about how they are choosing these choices, or they need to both branch off into different styles. And I think their producer, Dan Nigro, I think his work is phenomenal. He works with Conan Gray too, which is obviously, you guys know, my favorite singer right now. I think they need to each branch off. I think Conan Gray has found his sound, but I think her and Chappell Roan and Olivia need to figure it out a little bit more. But again, this is Olivia's return to pop. Like, she did a very heavy pop rock album, where this is much more pop, you know? Like, it's different for her right now. It's just a different area that she is returning to. Criticisms aside, it is such a good introduction track, and I feel like it really captures what it's like to very first meet someone and go on a date with them and like start to fall in love. I think she nailed it right on the head, and I am very, very excited to see where she goes next from this album specifically. And I'm getting way ahead of myself, but I think she's got a weird and interesting launching point now, where she's done a lot of rock, she's done now a lot of pop. So what is she going to do next? Like, is she going to stay within those genres? Is she going to mix them? Is she going to do something completely new? We're going to find out. Loved that song. I feel like it's hard to talk about the lead singles because you've been listening to them for so long that nobody really cares about your opinion on them anymore. So we're just going to move on to Stupid Song, which is the third single of the album, which is the one she picked after it released. And this is my favorite song from this album. I love it so much. The entire time I listen to it, every single time, I have full body chills. I think it's so perfect. I also think it's so Nick and Jess from New Girl, where I don't know if you guys have seen New Girl. If you have, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's the scene where they get back together, the elevator scene where they're miscommunication with the building, where she's moving out and she like decides not to move out because she needs to tell Nick she's in love with him, and all that jazz. I think it's Green Light by Lorde is what the song is in the actual scene, but I think this song, Stupid Song, is so perfect for them, and especially in that moment. That's all I can think about. The build up in this song is so good because it starts very slow with just her and the piano, and then it once she gets to the second verse, she's added in those drums, a little more synth, a little more guitar, a little more everything. And it just keeps building and building. Even in the breakdown, it's so much bigger than it was in the beginning, even when it's smaller before it gets bigger again. And I think it's such a beautiful, beautiful song. I think this is the best on the album. I think it's the best one on this album. It is so beautiful. I also love how she does not end on a cappella. There's a lot of times people will end on an a cappella, like just like lingering vocal line, but she doesn't. There is a soft piano part in the background of this one, and I really, really appreciate that she doesn't do it. It subverts your expectations, and I think that's a really good thing to do, especially when people are craving so much new, especially in pop right now. They have gotten tired of the style that has been for a couple years now, and they're ready for something new. And I think that's an easy, not easy, but simple way to subvert the expectations of what people are expecting, where it's just going to end on an a cappella line and it's going to be that, but there's piano underneath. It's really not the biggest deal on the planet, but it works so well for what people want and need in the song. Then we've got Honeybee, Conan, my love. Oh, I love Conan Gray. He is on this track as a backing vocalist, and I am so pleased. I do love, like, speaking of the backing vocalist aspect, I love that she used other people for the backing vocals on this track, because oftentimes people will just use their own voice, pitch it down if they need to, pitch it up if they need to. They'll just use their own voice so it blends really well. But I love that she brought in 2 other people. I can't remember the girl's name, the lady's name. I shouldn't say girl, she's an adult. I can't remember her name, but it's her and Conan Gray that do the backing vocals on Honeybee. And then it gives the song an interesting quality. I also love that you can hear Conan on the word honest. Like, that is such a Conan Gray word. You know, like, I've talked about it before, I think a few episodes ago, where he has such wonderfully unique awe sounds. Like, it's so specific to his voice, where it sounds like awe, obviously. Like, it's not, like, weird, but it's something about it is so Conan Gray, and I love that you can kind of hear it through the honests in the chorus. And you should go listen for that. Go listen for Mr. Conan Gray on there. Also, the strings. I will say, there is one thing that Dan Nigro does better than perhaps any other producer right now, and that is strings. His string arrangements are gorgeous, and they're wonderful, and I love the strings throughout this entire album. They are so wonderful. It's beautiful. It's just stunning work on the strings. It's just gorgeous the whole way through. You know, like, it's what else can you say about this song? It's just gorgeous. It's very much, these first 3 songs are very much in love. There isn't much, if any, like, doubt creeping in, whereas in the next parts, the next songs that we're gonna talk about, there is a lot of doubt creeping in, and it's a lot different from the first 3 songs, where it just feels like she's in love and everything's good. So it's hard to talk about these 3 songs when they're just so beautiful and so good. There's not much controversy with them. Not controversy. I don't know what word I'm trying to think of, but it's just, there's not much going on in terms of battling with itself, you know? Whereas these next songs, there's a lot of battling, so let's get into those. So Maggots for Brains, which from the title alone is not a great start to a song that's supposed to be about love, to be happy and be about how, I miss him so much and I can't do anything without him because I just miss him so much. I just, like, all I can do is lay in bed. I have maggots for brains. That's not a good start, girl. And she knows that, because this is where this might not be a healthy relationship starts to creep in. This is where it begins. It's very obvious that this is being sold to us as, oh, this is so relatable, like, oh, it's so cute, but really it's not. Like, do you want to have maggots for brains and not be able to function when somebody's not there? That's not good. That's not healthy. And she recognizes this as she goes on and on. It's the part that makes the sadness sadder, is how it's always been there and it's just kind of creeping in more and more as the album goes on. I love the production on this one. It's so Y2K, I feel. Like, even if it's so Olivia, it's got that Y2K flair. And I think a lot of this song it's just the pop rock, I think, shining through, where this was such a popular genre in the early 2000s that I think it's just become a Y2K style, you know? Like, it's very in. It's a very in for the trends. When obviously she's not trying to be like trendy or anything. She's just trying to write music and enjoy it. Then we've got You Plus Me Equals a Heart. This one was so cute too. I think this album needs a rom-com. I was actually thinking about this again earlier. I think this would make a fantastic jukebox musical. You know, like the start to finish, the whole album. 13 songs, like it could be just a shorter one. It'd be a fantastic jukebox musical. Like it's because of the narrative pop, the story's already there. It'd be wonderful. It'd be so good. But yeah, this is also so Y2K rom-com. Like you can't tell me that Kat Strafford from 10 Things I Hate About You wouldn't at least secretly love this. She might openly love it, honestly. It's good. It's so fun. Also, I'm glad she mentioned Yacht Rock, because Yacht Rock is so good. I'm glad she mentioned it in this song. It's cute. It is, as cute as it is, though, the doubt is creeping in. I wrote some specific lyrics. Would you like to hear them? It's creeping in on this one, so I know everyone changes, but I hope we don't. Like, I get that we want to stay the same forever, but it's not a healthy expectation. And I think that's part of the narrative she's starting to spin with this, is that, oh, this might not be the right thing. This might not be very healthy. And that's where we're going to be right now. So, suck to suck. Anyways, yeah. The doubts are creeping in. The sound is impeccable. The song is impeccable as well. It's just, there's some doubts creeping in. Then we've got My Way, which I didn't expect this one. This one was very much like we'd had this cute lovey-dovey like sound, just like super cutesy rom-com, and then we've got My Way, which is so much darker and so much, it's so intense. It's so intense. And I didn't get that she was talking about another woman at first. Like, I thought she was talking to him, but I also like wasn't listening very closely on my first couple listens because I was busy. But as I read the lyrics, I was like, oh, big yikes for that lady that she's talking about. It's giving Regina George in the best way. I gotta say it, like, it's giving Mean Girls, but in the most like nice way possible. Like, she's not a mean girl in this situation. Like, obviously that's her man. Like, get off. Any logical person would have the same reaction, but it's very Regina George Mean Girls vibes, very much so. I loved the heavy distortion, and people who regularly listen to this podcast and watch the YouTube video version, you know how I am not a huge fan of the trend of distortion right now, but she does it in a way that is so heavy. Like, I should be clear, I don't like it when it's a hint of distortion and it's just like kind of there and it sounds like you blew out your mic. I don't like that. That is a terrible use of distortion, in my opinion. When it's used to create a very specific sound effect, so it's super heavy that it's just like, this is intentional, or if it's super heavy and it's intentional, it's good. It's fine. People can use it in great ways. A lot of people aren't, and that makes me mad. So, news to the pop world, stop, please. Just use it when it's sparingly, please. I don't want it to sound like you blew out your mic, and that either your audio engineer or your producer or you don't know what you're doing. Stop blowing out your mic. It's annoying. Or stop making it sound like you're blowing out your mic. Same thing at that point, you know? Anyways, I don't like distortion when it's not used properly. Then we've got Purple, which is the very end of the Girl So In Love portion. But really, are we still in love at this point? That's the big question. I think we are, like, she is in love. It's made very clear that she is just sad. She's still in love, but she is sad through this love. And I think this is communicated well in the production of this song. Her voice is spaced out. Her voice has been panned to the two furthest sides possible. So it is not centered one voice. You'll hear one of her in the left and one of her in the right. And it creates a really cool effect where it sounds very spaced out. This Love by Taylor Swift also does this, which is it's a super interesting technique. And it really gives an unsettling vibe to the vocal. And I think that is really how this song communicates its sadness and displeasure almost with itself, where she's saying these things, especially in the beginning, where it's supposed to be like these really happy things, like this should be good, this should be a fantastic thing that is happening to her, but it doesn't sound great. Like the chords are dark, her voice is spaced out. It's hollow and unsettling. And you don't really know what to make of it until she starts getting into these lyrics where the last word of the song is sad. Like, how can you make it more obvious that we're transitioning to a point in her relationship where she's realizing, this is not great. This isn't good. As much as I want it to be good and as much as I am in love with this person, it's not good. Yeah. Especially like there's plenty of lyrics in there that are just like terrible. So, and we fight over who I'm hanging out with like a real couple. Girl. And then it's crazy. I had big dreams till I tied myself to you. Ma'am. That is not good. That is no good. I don't know who needs to hear this, but your dreams shouldn't get smaller when you're in a relationship. If anything, they should get bigger. When you're in a healthy relationship, your partner should be supporting you, and you shouldn't feel like you have to shrink yourself, which is obviously what she's trying to communicate for part of this. But if you need it plainly said, it has been plainly said for you. So the verdict: girl so in love, but is she really? And that's like what she's trying to make, and the point she's trying to make in this first half of the album, where she seems so happy, she is so in love, but it's not healthy, and it's not. She really isn't in love. Like, she's just sad. The storyline is super clear, especially through the lyrics. It's so blatant at times in the lyrics, but also the production is so eerie. Like, it starts out with this very happy production. Even Maggots for Brains and You Plus Me Equals a Heart. It's very happy production. And it starts transitioning into darker production, but the lyrics are pretty sad as they go on, and everything just gets darker and worse in terms of, feeling. Like, the songs aren't worse. The songs are getting the songs are amazing. Yeah, she's really only truly happy in Drop Dead, Stupid Song, and Honeybee. And even then, there's some lyrics in there that are like, maybe not super happy. But she doesn't realize that until Purple, and then the You Seem Pretty Sad part of the album starts. And that's where we're leaving off for today. So come back for part 2 on Friday if you're watching this soon after this one came out, or it might be on my page, so go check.